This is not a war where people are living by the Geneva Conventions. It's a war of terror. Intentionally targeting civilian populations.
We got reports overnight that 3 rockets hit near Kyiv.
Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, as it comes under renewed fire.
For example, the Ukrainians will blow out a bridge, and so the Russians can't get into Kyiv. They can't take the capital, and so out of frustration, they will turn their tanks on innocent civilians, blow up residential centers, blow up apartment buildings.
People bound and executed on the sides of roads. There were kids that were found in cellars that had been, it looked like, tortured, some missing ears.
It's the only way they can actually occupy here, is to terrorize people to leave.
We cannot stand by and do nothing. Already there's thousands upon thousands of displaced women and children, and they're destitute. They don't have means to travel or take care of themselves, and so they're going to take opportunities, and the traffickers know that, so the traffickers will provide that opportunity.
Human traffickers are at the borders, taking advantage of the Ukrainian refugee crisis.
We try to discuss, especially women and young girls, to have some preventive measures.
Dangerous propositions.
Annual global profit from human trafficking is around $32 billion.
Luring women into slavery and prostitution and taking children to sell on.
So then we started kind of putting together a team. Aerial Recovery led the effort. Their group is made up of former special ops, so they know exactly how to work in hot zones.
In the first 2 weeks, there was already hundreds of children reported missing from crossing the border.
And we started running operations to go into the bombed out zones. Very dangerous. Sometimes bombs are going off.
There were mines that we just passed on the side of the road.
There are Russian checkpoints that'll just kill you for being American.
At the same time, this Dutch policeman knows our work, and especially in Latin America and in Mexico, and said, hey, you guys, we just got the craziest lead. A Dutch pedophile who has been charged and is about to stand trial for raping little boys, he took off and he fugitated to Mexico. And he's looking to traffic Ukrainian war victims in through Mexico into his pedophile market. He's famous because he's a political activist trying to make legal sex with children as young as 2 or 3 years old.
Even if you somehow lured a kid in such a thing, a child can't understand what's happening. A child can't say yes to such a thing.
OUR was able to make contact with this suspected child predator.
My undercover persona is introduced to him as a guy who traffics kids out of Ukraine. We have Ukrainian undercover operators for the first time.
And I was supposed to be believable that I'm young, naive.
With makeup, I can make her look like she's 12, and she'll be the bait. We now have a list of his lieutenants, and we don't know where they are, but we think he certainly knows where they are.
And we're focusing in on that location where this group has created a sex hotel.
They produce child rape videos of little boys.
The next 6 hours are critical because this is when all the pieces need to come into play.
This is trafficking, not prostitution. That these are victims, not volunteers. This is not something out of a Hollywood movie.
There is a movement right now to desensitize the world to the sexualization of children.